The next guy on my list, and I'm intrigued to know who you kind of have number 3 in terms of your rookie running back rankings. But for me, it wasn't really much of a debate, even though it is for everyone else. I have Dobbins just like a clear number 3 for me. Am I wrong to be so? You're nodding to suggest otherwise, but what's your take on Dobbins, both for redraft and dynasty?
Dude, I'm so with you on this. Like when they announced that pick, I look, I hadn't worn pants like during this quarantine at all. If I were wearing pants, my pants would have been off after the Edwards-Helaire pick. They especially flew off my body after the Ravens took JK Dobbins. I mean, my God, you want to talk about a perfect fit? It's JK Dobbins with the Baltimore Ravens. Look, any running back that runs with Lamar Jackson in the same backfield it's a cheat code. I mean, Lamar Jackson, because he's so fast to the perimeter and because he's so good off play action as a passer, Lamar Jackson does not get nearly enough credit for how good of a play action passer he's become. I mean, he is incredible, not only at manipulating linebackers at the second level with his legs, but also with his eyes. And the Ravens' run game centers around Lamar's reads, not only in play action, but on RPOs. And last year, JK Dobbins ran more RPO than any running back in this class. Nearly 60% of the carries I charted for Dobbins were RPO reads with Justin Fields. And J.K. Dobbins absolutely shredded. I wrote about this on fantasypoints.com. You can read a little bit more in depth into why I love the landing spot so much. But J.K. Dobbins, man, like Jonathan Taylor was the best inside runner in the class, but J.K. Dobbins was a very close second in terms of yards created per attempt. Dobbins was the only one of 2 running backs in this class that created above average yards per attempt on both inside and off tackle carries. I mean, I had questions about Dobbins' ability as a receiver, almost the same questions I have as Jonathan Taylor as a receiver. So he probably won't be used much in the passing game with the Ravens, especially this coming year, because when Lamar is, looking to pass and his first couple reads aren't there, he's scrambling. He's not going to try to check it down. He's going to take off and run and pick up yards. So for fantasy, I think Dobbins' ceiling is just a little bit capped long term, simply because I don't think he's never going to be a high volume receiver. But on the ground, I mean, my goodness, J.K. Dobbins' RPO ability and one cut ability to explode through the hole and make second level defenders miss. It's seriously, something that dreams are made of. For fantasy this year, Mark Ingram is not going to go away. He's 30 years old, but he was still extremely good last year. I think they're going to form a pretty vicious 1-2 committee where we'll see Ingram get 210 carries and maybe Dobbins get 150. That'll be pretty gross for fantasy this year, but for dynasty, man, buy all the J.K. Dobbins you can.
Absolutely. And you highlighted he succeeded on the outside, the inside. One thing that's also true too is they ran for, his early freshman year, a lot of zone runs, whereas they moved to more the power and gap scheme, and it didn't matter. Whether it's misdirection and pulls, whether it's, the zone schemes, he just reads his blocks so well. And that's crucial because of what Greg Roman does, right? He mixes every which concept of the run game, whereas, you think of Shanahan, it's all zone, or you think of the gaps, but this guy his run scheme is so creative that it demands a Mark Ingram type that can read every single block, that can thrive in any scheme, and Dobbins proved he could do that. So it's very rare a runner could be that tailor made to the scheme. But what do you think of that nature of it?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Nick.
Yeah,
I have I go back to if I'm thinking of the backs with the best vision and footwork I've ever seen, the list would start with Nick Chubb. J.K. Dobbins would be up there though. I mean, this guy has an unbelievable ability to just read, isolate, and explode. I mean, he when he makes a decision, it's over. And when in this offense, I mean, this isn't a slight against Dobbins. This isn't a slight against him as a player at all. But he ran through a lot of big holes at Ohio State. He's going to run through a lot of big holes at Baltimore now too. And when he gets to that second level, he's going to have a lot of one-on-one situations against second-level linebackers. And I want my money on Dobbins against most linebackers in a one-on-one situation.